Hi, my name's Barry Crampton. Today I'm going to show you around our VW Golf, then I'll take you for a ride in it, but first I'll tell you a little bit more about it. It's a 1 litre TSI SE nav, 2018 on a 68 plate, has done 22,053 miles, MOT till 16th of the 10th 2023, gives a combined fuel economy of 49.9 miles per gallon, 0 to 60 time of 9.5 seconds, a top speed of 123 miles per hour, out of 113 brake horsepower, 3-cylinder 12-valve engine. I know what you're thinking, do they do them in any bright colours, but this beautiful gold here, I've not seen many of this colour on the road. In fact, I think this is the only one I've seen, so it's a nice individual colour. Multi-spoke, piano black and diamond cut alloy wheels, Bridgestone tyres all round, front parking sensors, the VW badge and the chrome strip, black trim around the windows. It doesn't have rear privacy glass, and again I think they look so much better without rear privacy glass. Integrated rear tailgate spoiler. The boot release is actually in the badge there, you just click the badge in. Nice big load area, reasonably flat as well. The hard rear load cover, the 60/40 independently folding rear seats, reversing sensors there too. Crikey, it's freezing. Lovely car, it's like absolutely brand new. Carpet mats all round, seats are lovely in the back, don't look like they've been sat in. Seat back is a little bit low for an adult. If you have the headrests in that position, if you just knock them up, it's absolutely fine. Nice and comfortable. And to be honest, if the heater was on in here, I could just nod off. It is really nice and comfortable. The Isofix rear child seat anchor points, and got a rear centre armrest here, and then we've also got the load through area for skis, snowboard, nice and handy. Timed that nicely, it's just started to rain again, so I'll take you for a ride. So that's the key, Volkswagen key, proper blade, nice design. Foot on the clutch, start it, it's a manual car. Nice clock display there on the infotainment system. The infotainment system is really good. Let me just pause that. It's just playing an audio book, so that's through Bluetooth audio. However, it has got something that's a must these days on all new cars, Apple CarPlay. So your charging lead, you can get an adapter off Amazon to turn it into a Bluetooth, so that Apple CarPlay works as soon as you get it in the car without having to plug it in. Having said that, this is no hardship, and your phone is charged completely, of course, every time you use it. Just watch that. So that's it. It's that's the Apple CarPlay. I'll just knock that over there, and that gives you the map display, your media display, and how long it'll take you to get home, and it just mirrors your phone like so. So it's a really good system. I'll put it on now. Those three there are the last three things that you've used. So that's let's just tell you the service history too. So 23rd of the 4th 2019 at 11,372 miles, main dealer. That's far lot of use, I'm not sure about that. 22nd of the 9th 2021, 15,558 miles crossed an MOT centre. 7th of the 10th 2022, 21,300 miles crossed an MOT centre. I'm just going to turn that fan down a little bit. I'll just have it's probably got one of these digital service histories, but let's just see if there's a, is there a service book in here? No. Digital service history, bane of my life. Why you'd put such an important task into probably the lowest paid worker in the business when it means the most to second-hand car values is beyond me. But there we go, I'll just cover that up. What else? So it's got auto hold, electronic handbrake, height and reach adjustable, multifunction steering wheel. It's saying please replace the key battery. We do have 2 keys, and I've obviously picked up the one that's been kept in a drawer for since it was new. So we'll get a battery put in there. There you go, you'll see there. So when we're reversing, it shows you at the back there, and it shows you where you're going. Front and rear parking sensors. When you're manoeuvring slowly, like so, it shows you again. That's a bit like lane departure warning to me. It shows you where you're going. Well, you know, if you're looking back, then you can't see the screen anyway. And if you're looking forward and you can see the screen, you can see what you're going to hit. I just don't know who they make cars for anymore. Having said that, this car is, if it had wind-up windows, I would like it a lot more. It's a 1 litre 3-cylinder engine, and it's a real raspy. Let me just, there's nothing coming either way. So listen to this. A real raspy 3-cylinder engine. It's quick as well. Honestly, I didn't know it was a 1 litre. I printed the stuff off yesterday. I went into the garage so I'd be able to get out here early Monday morning. Went into the garage, printed the information off, and I honestly didn't know it was a 1 litre until I had occasion this morning to accelerate reasonably quickly, and then I looked at the sheet. Now, obviously it's a 3-cylinder 12-valve engine, 1 litre. You just wouldn't know. Ideal second car round town if you don't want an electric car but you want something that's very economical, and you know, you don't have to kind of rely on a public network of chargers that don't seem to be working very well. And also residual values, Golf residual values, they always, they're like gold. The one thing you can always rely on. You buy a Golf, it sells. We got a 12-plate Golf the other week, beautiful car. The phone was absolutely red hot for it. Just such nice vehicles, well built, feel great. I always go on about Ford Focuses and how well they drive. Well, this is the same, but probably better build quality than a Focus, certainly in the old days. So if you got an old one, if you wanted to save the planet, don't buy an electric car, buy an old Golf and just run it till it, you know, till it dies. A place where I worked, the owner ran a Golf which had done 250,000 miles. You know, it's just, want to buy the planet, don't buy a new car, buy a second-hand car and just run it, get it repaired, and you'll be doing your bit. Just gearbox, so nice. Here we go. I'm not quite comfortable. I think I'm probably just in between notches on the seat, but I've never noticed that before. No, that's all right. I'm good. Certain death corner. As we know, still don't trust it. Just picks its feet up really well. You know, when I called in the garage to get this yesterday, some customers were on the forecourt, and they were asking me about cars on the forecourt. And we were on about 1 litre engines these days being as powerful as 2 litre engines used to be in my day when I started in the motor trade. I think the 1.6 Asconas used to be 60 brake horsepower, and the 1.9 is 90. And you know, now you get a 1 litre putting out that sort of power. It's plenty of low-end torque. Nice colour combination. Got cloth seats. Again, I'd rather look at leather, but I'd rather sit in cloth. Just a fabulous car. And when I first started at Grosvenor Garage, there was 3 of us. There was Malcolm, John, myself, and we shared a pitch. And Malcolm used to buy cars, 2.5 grand. That was it. And used to say, you know, anything over 2.5 grand won't sell off this pitch. It's an old forecourt, an old petrol forecourt. Well, it was a petrol station, and you know, it says you're wasting your time. Well, I'd just come from Mercedes-Benz as sales manager, and I didn't want to drive around in 2.5 grand cars. I wanted a car for myself. And one of my friends that I used to work with worked at Jaguar. He was a sales manager at Jaguar, and I went to see him and see if he'd got any cars, and he'd got this lovely gold Golf, and it was about 8 grand, which was a heck of a lot of money in those days. Anyway, I put it on the forecourt, and sure enough, somebody just up the road, round the corner on the new housing estate, they wanted it. This couple, and I still see it today. This was 20 years ago, 2001. It was 22 years ago, and I still see it today on being serviced at Northwest Autocare, which is where we take our cars because they're local, and it still looks the same as it did when I sold it. They're just fabulous cars. We've got adaptive cruise control on the left hand side here, so you set the cruise, and then you can set the distance you want to be from the car in front with this middle button. You can increase the speed and decrease the speed with, there you go, the minus, the plus and the minus. That's just saying deactivated. Let's see. So, miles per hour. Set it 35 miles an hour. It's got, I don't imagine that cruise control will come in too handy in this vehicle. There you go. Hopefully you'll be able to see. I'll just click there. Look, that's how you set the distance between you and the car in front. Just pressing that, we can increase the speed like so. Blimey, what's that? A Dodge Ram, was it? Mar? It's a big thing, whatever it was. So yeah, set the cruise like so. Got your volume controls here, just slow down here. Over this side you've got your voice activation. When you've got your phone plugged in, if you click voice activation for 2 seconds, you can tell Siri what you want to do or ask it questions, make a phone call, send a text, read a text. I was on the way up here this morning on the motorway and a text came up and it was from a 5-digit number, and curiosity was getting the better of me, and obviously if I hadn't got it plugged in here, I'd have been dying to know. But all you do, press the voice activation for 2 seconds, ask it to read your text, and it just reads them out, tells you what it was. So Apple CarPlay is a great system. It's just got everything on your audio books, WhatsApp, tremendous thing. Now, did I also notice? Oh yeah, Zap Map. So I've not tried that yet because obviously I don't have an electric car, but that should tell you where the nearest charging point is and whether it's working, which is more that you need to know. As I say, you just wouldn't believe this is a 1 litre. Electric windows are here, your heated door mirrors, the guy with his sheepdog there, power folding door mirrors, it's got pretty much everything you need. It's lovely cloth, just patterned in the centre, or the centre panels, and then just the normal grey on the outsides. This dark satin or brushed aluminium look, insets to the door cards, the dash, the gear tunnel. This hasn't been cleaned either. This is just as it came in, and you can always tell a good owner. You can always tell a good owner. This had half a tank of fuel in. Like him, he'd put his car in, he'd part exchange his car and not go to the trouble of using every last drop of petrol in it before he part exed it. You know, we get some customers and they'll say, you do a deal, and they say, when do you want to pick it up? Well, I've just filled my tank up with petrol, so it'll be next week now. I admire people who can wait like that, because I couldn't. No sheep on the road today, so far. It's elbow on the front centre armrest there. Just the right distance for me to the gear stick. Don't have to move my arm. Lovely gear change. Clutch just right, not too light, not too heavy. Let's face it, they will see you coming in this car. Nobody's going to pull out from a side street in front of you when you're driving this. Volkswagens. Having said that, I like this new electric ID Buzz. I think it's a lovely looking vehicle. If you made that in a diesel, I'd have one. No, sorry. If you made that in a diesel and it wasn't 70 grand, I'd have one. They just, I think VW are just losing the way at the moment with these ID3s, ID4s and ID5s. The big myth that there's a long waiting list for them, but I see them, they're ready available. You get discounts on them. Nobody wants them. Why would you buy an electric Golf when you could have a diesel that will go on forever, does about 60-70 miles to the gallon, or a petrol like this that you can just pot around town in? They're just honed to perfection. The suspension is brilliant. The steering, it's just perfect. Gear change. Ooh, don't go too far up there. It's one of them cars, that blue and white things that look like a wedding cake. You know, I'm using a Mercedes C-Class automatic at the moment with no Range Rovers in. Sold them all. And I'd have to say that this drives as good, if not better. The manual box is no hardship. I don't particularly like manuals these days, but it really is no hardship. You don't even think about it. This 1 litre engine. Is superb. You know, visibility is fantastic. I just think they should all stop. You know, I think it's Brazil that they still produce Beetles. As I say, why go to the trouble of making new designs this is just great. I should probably have found out the name of the colour before I came out, but I didn't. It just slots into gear. Nicely weighted. In second here, so you're in second, push it out of gear, it flicks across, and then straight forward into third, straight back, bit of pressure over, and slips into fifth. Love it. Any rainbows today? No rainbows. And we're in a little pot of gold. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.